What's going on, everybody? So, I've had a little bit of time to digest what was going on after last night. Juan Soto being the New York Met now. Congratulations to him again, and the Mets. And there's some stuff that has come out recently that I'm not sure if you've heard about yet. That I want to get to you, the information. I've always told you it would be, whether it's good or bad. When it comes to the Yankees, I'm gonna give it to you. So, we found some stuff out. Okay, well, number one, the Yankees actually offered him a $60 million signing bonus. It was beat by the Mets 75 million, but they offered a $65 million signing bonus as well. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Now, but this is something else that I found out. Okay, I'm gonna read this out to you. Steve Cohen found out that Juan Soto got pissed off about the New York Yankees not allowing a family member and his driver in a certain clubhouse area. So Cohen then brought the Mets traveling secretary to explain family perks to their meeting. We'll go into further detail here. Cohen brought to the meeting his wife, Alex, father-in-law. He also brought Edgar Suero, the Mets traveling secretary, who explained logistics and family perks. The Mets have excellent intelligence. Obviously, they got people scouting this stuff. So this was an opportunity that presented itself to the Mets, and he capitalized on this. Okay. They were aware that while Soto was liked being a Yankee and loved having Aaron Judge protect him in the lineup and lead him in the clubhouse, he allegedly was upset early in the year by an overzealous Yankee security guy who disallowed a family member and his chief chef slash driver in certain areas. Now, on one hand, okay, if that's the case, maybe somebody needs to be fired because this is the second time that it's happened. One of the main reasons why Ken Griffey Jr. never signed with the Yankees because of the way they treated him when his dad played here. So this clearly is an issue, right? So, but on top of that, on the other side to me, well, maybe not everybody in the clubhouse wants a player to be there with his entourage, right? Maybe about that. This is their place of work, their place of employment. Maybe you don't want people and their friends hanging around and so on and so forth. So I can understand both sides. So that to me is the good side and the bad side for the Yankees. So you let me know what your thoughts are here. But it is what it is. This is that more stuff's going to continue to come out, right? So and it's going to happen, and we'll see what that is. But and we're hearing that the Yankees are kind of working on a lot of stuff right now. Max Fried might happen in the next 24 hours, and so on and so forth. But there's still a couple things that the Yankees are working on right now that obviously they're not going to be equivalent to Juan Soto. But Juan Soto is also not going to get the same protection in the lineup around the Mets than he did with the Yankees um, when it comes to. Oh, Hector wants to join live right now. Okay, hang on. Hector's live at the winter meetings. He's live at the winter meetings, so he's going to join us. But this is what happens, right? So there's some stuff that the Yankees are working on. Obviously, none of them is going to be equivalent to Soto. But at the end of the day, is this is the type of stuff that needs to be. And if the Mets are showing themselves to be a family friendly environment, then yeah. And Soto's also getting a suite for his family in all the Yankee games and for the Mets games. It's worth about $500K a year. So he's getting a lot of perks right now on time. This is a way of really rubbing it in, right? Really, really going over the top. We already know, and if you haven't heard, the Yankees offered him a $60 million signing bonus too. So, no, I don't think Cashman's going to dumpster dive. He knows he can't. He knows he can't. So, and it sounds. I mean, it sounds the reality of Cody Bellinger coming here is probably closer than we think, as replacing that left-handed bat. Obviously, not Juan Soto, but he had to provide some stability in the lineup. But they still need to go make some more moves beyond that, right? So, and like I said this morning, if you haven't seen my morning video, like I'm not going to complain about his fielding and his base running. I'm not going to change my argument. I didn't have a problem with either before. I don't have a problem with it now. I don't really care. So, He wasn't brought here for either one of them, and he was not brought over to the Mets for them either. We know this. Fact is, he went over there, took advantage of his right to be a free agent and get paid, and he got paid. He got his bag and then some from the Mets. And the problem, I'll say this, and people might agree with me: George Steinbrenner would not even won this bidding. If George were alive, he would not have beat Cohen in this bidding, because the Yankees could have gone up. Boris asked them to go up again. Okay, they were already at 400 million over what they gave Aaron Judge. Had they gone to 800, Cohen would have probably gone to 850. So Cohen was pretty locked in on getting this guy. So let the Mets troll. They're all trolling all over the place on social media and Twitter. And again, Twitter's not news anyway. It's a bunch of propaganda all over the place. So, but that's where it's going to be right now. Enjoy your couple of days. It doesn't guarantee them a World Series either, just like we didn't win one either with him. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Judge does not have an entourage. No, he does not. And the other thing too is, like, Judge kept he took 55 million less to come back here. Stanton wanted to come here, so yeah, maybe I'd rather have guys who want to be here. And if Soto really at the end of the day didn't want to be here, then we don't need him. Okay. So, but this little bit of news that's coming out right now in terms of this family situation is a thing that's kind of circulating around right now. We might hear more about it in the next couple hours, and next couple days, or whatever, right? So, this to me is a something that needs to be talked about or considered and addressed if it's a real thing. And maybe they did fire the person. I have no idea. Maybe they won't tell us. I don't know. So, you know, but with that said, they do have a glaring hole now. Now, I heard something about Santander as well. Okay, that he's actually, I didn't realize how he was decent at first base. So maybe he becomes a first base option too, if they go that route. I would, and I'm not in favor of getting him, but if they were going to get him, I'd rather put him at first base in the outfield, because he's known to be not good in the outfield. So what I'm hearing is that the Yankees are going to be getting pitching, and it sounds as if Max Fried and Corbin Burns, because I have a feeling, if we don't get Corbin Burns, the Mets are going to get Corbin Burns. So I don't think the Mets are done yet. But also, that doesn't guarantee them the World Series either. It doesn't. So we'll see what happens, right? I mean, the Padres got better when Soto left. So, and we'll see with Roki Sasaki too. I mean, he got posted today officially. So his 45-day window starts now. He won't sign until January 15th. That's the earliest he can sign. But at that point, all the teams will have reset their international money. So, by the way, smack the like button. Just everyone here, just here together, and moving on from this situation. Let's hit that like button. We got 300 people in here right now. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes in the next couple of minutes. Just go like that really quickly. So, and well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet, Brandon. Okay. You know, the Judge Cole Prime years. Yeah, I mean, they got a couple more years, and again, they're going to do whatever they can to replace. It's not impossible to replace Juan Soto. It's possible to replace what he actually does. Yeah, they're going to have to do it differently. They might have to. Jacob Pedruzzi, what's good, brother? They might have to change their approach a little bit, right? Load up on pitching so that they can shut down some of the good hitting, right? So they're going to have to be creative. And again, the Yankees can get better without having to give contracts to guys that are 30 or older attached to qualifying offers. They can do pretty much their whole entire offseason without having to give a qualifying offer player a contract. They really, really could. No, M. Naga's not on the trade block. No, Seiya Suzuki is in Cody Bellinger. Seiya Suzuki is an outfielder from Cubs from Japan. So, well, exactly. The Mets are. I think the Phillies will be busy. I think the Braves will be busy, and they got to get past the Dodgers too. So, well, Ali, I'm sure they're working on stuff right now. they're not going to make emotional overreactions, get sucked into overpaying for somebody who's not worth overpaying for. So they're not going to just do that for the sake of doing it. So, and again, like I said, we took it in the chin last night, but that's temporary. Doesn't have to be that way the whole time, right? There's a reason why. It's kind of funny where people are saying, "Well, the Mets are the big brother in New York." Well, the big brother in New York doesn't troll the little brother in New York. They're trolling us incessantly. They're still the little brother, right? They complain about, we haven't won a World Series in 15 years. You guys haven't won one in 38. Okay, so and until you do, you don't own New York, and you're not going to be tops in New York. So troll all you want, guys. Really, troll all you want. Okay. Yep. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what type of moves the Yankees make now. Yeah, I mean, it's the Yankees. The winter meetings are quiet right now. I mean, there's a couple of little small moves that happened, couple few things, and yeah, teams are in the moves together, in the rooms together, plotting the next move. So, um, we will just see. We're gonna have to wait and see when Cashman strikes and then Hal strikes. So we gotta wait and see. Um, but I wanted to get that information out to you in terms of this family situation thing with Juan Soto, with the security guard and all that stuff, because it does. I mean, it apparently rubbed him the wrong way. But to me, it's not enough for him. And family is important to him. I get that, but he got his bag. He went for the money. Okay, he went for the money, and the Mets gave it to him, and the Mets are going to continue to give it to him. So I understand. And yeah, 400 million over Judge. I would have stopped at some point too. So. Well, yeah, exactly. A lot of petty folks yeah, they need to troll. They need to troll. Yep. But yeah, they have money to spend, no doubt about it. Yes, they are in on Roki Sasaki, Brandon. Yes, they are. No, I don't know, but I don't think it'll be a blockbuster for Bellinger. I mean, it would be a trade, but yeah, the best first baseman free agent market is Christian Walker, but there are a lot of guys that they can trade for too on the first base market. And keep in mind too, now that Soto has gotten his bag, free agents prices are going to go up. Okay, so one of the things that you can have an advantage of as an owner and GM in trades is that if they have a couple years left, the salary doesn't change. They don't all of a sudden get more expensive. You know what you're getting. You're not sitting there at a negotiating table worrying, oh damn, I have to pay 10 million more for this guy now. You trade for them, you get the salary that comes along with it. Period. Free agency, like this contract, is going to set this new, it's going to elevate salaries for a lot of folks. A lot of folks, right? So yeah, bleacher creatures. They're probably gonna give Soto hell in the bleacher creatures. So I don't think now Vlad Jr. is not an option. He's not an option. So I don't have my phone on me, Sonia. Um, sorry, I don't have my phone on me. Um, yeah, it's just look. Congratulations to the Mets. If you Comenza, you missed Yo NFV. What's good, brother? Um, this is the thing, right? For those that haven't heard, there was an issue with the Yankee security guard not letting Soto's driver slash a chef or something, his entourage in a certain area of the clubhouse that pissed Soto off. And Steve Cohen got wind of it. And as part of his pitch, they gave him a family suite in Citi Field. It's worth about 500 grand a year. So that was a huge perk that they took advantage of for Juan Soto. So it is what it is, right? It is what it. Yeah, and Nolan Arenado. I don't know where Hector is. I gave him the link, so I did not see them trying to trade for Brandon Lowe, the article, but I mean, he's a first base option too. Actually, no, first base. Brandon Lowe's the second base. You talking about the Brandon Lowe from the Rays? That's the second base option, right? Nate Lowe is the first base option. Yeah, well, exactly, Clemenza. Exactly. I mean, that's just like I understand when you have superstar players, there's going to be some perks and blah blah blah. But like, if you're rubbing the rest of the team wrong and they don't want you to have your entourage there, then it shouldn't be there. Again, it's not about you; it's about the whole team. And I've said this repeatedly for years. I like players, but I like the team better, right? So, and if that's the case, and we'll get more intel on this. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm reading that it did rub him the wrong way. Okay, we know that he's prioritized his family, which is fine, which is good, but I'm sure we'll get more intel on this. I'm sure we'll get more intel on this. So, and we'll have to, we'll wait and see what Suzuki. I mean, Roki Sasaki got posted this morning officially, so he's got 45 days. 45 days. Well, exactly, Murders Row. And he didn't say that John Heyman reported it, Murderers Row, but yeah, I mean you could just say you wanted to go for the biggest deal. You with Scott Boras, we kind of know this already. So, um, and again, people have been predicting for decades that the collapse of the Yankees is here. People keep saying, "Oh, they're not the Yankees of before." Uh, they're not the Yankees of before. This isn't George Yankees, and the fact that you have to continue to troll and come up with reasons to convince yourself that they're not the Yankees shows that they are. Okay, they're in your heads. Okay, and I'm talking about the trolls. They're in your heads, right? Jay Gent, not yet. Waiting for Hector to come on to see. He's there, waiting for him to see what we got from him. And I know that they're working on Cody Bellinger. They're working on Max Fried. But what's there? Anything beyond that is this all speculation, right? Anything's all speculation. Yeah, exactly. We haven't had a losing season since 1992. I don't buy the whole. Soto looked at the Mets' future, and it was brighter than you. Where? Their farm isn't better. So that. But that's if you want to use that as your argument, go right ahead. And then you had that video that we showed last night of people pouring champagne over Soto in the jacuzzi with celebrating the Mets. Like whatever, man. Whatever. It is what it is. Like, let me take a look at something here. MLB Radio, Steve Phillips said that too. Yeah. Said that the stuff about the Yankee security guard and Soto's family is true, and Cohen knew about it and made it a point to tell Soto how important family is. So that was part of his sales pitch. Yeah, Cody Bellinger. His dad, Clay. I watched him play. I watched his dad play. So, but that's I mean, it is what it is. You leave the Yankees for the Mets for money. Money got you. Money got you got your bag. You got your bag. No, doesn't guarantee they make the World Series. It really doesn't. Yep. Yeah, me too, Billo. When they were sitting at home next night, yeah, exactly. Hello, Tiffany. How are you? So, well, the Yankees will, yeah, and I don't expect them to spend 700 million in a shorter period of time because that doesn't really make um, much sense. So, yeah. Well, who's going to protect Soto? I don't know. I mean, they need to re-sign Alonso. He's going to cost them probably $200 million. So, um, whatever. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too, Hayden. I don't think Vlad's an option. Not 1 year, Vlad. I doubt it. Arias would be nice. Padres are not making any progress on extension talks for Arias, so maybe the Yankees can jump in there and try to get him for first base. You know, Lindor's going to lead off, so it's probably going to bat second. So where's he going to protect him? And Lindor is not Judge either. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And Profar's an option he's a high on base percentage option for the outfield, right? Arise is a high on base percentage option. Hello, Jennifer. Option for first base. He could be a leadoff hitter. So, but it's going to be impossible to recreate this guy in the aggregate or whatever you want to call it. So that's the reality right now. And if that's the story we're hearing, and again, we're going to continue hearing stuff like this, right? And narratives are going to be created for this. And it's Hal's not George. And George would not have won this bidding against Cohen either. Okay. Cohen would have outbid George as well. Period. Well, stop with the Hal's not George BS. Please. It's been peddled all over freaking Twitter and everywhere else. No. Arise and Profar would be a nice start. And yeah, Sunil's right. We do need contact hitting. Arise is a good contact hitter. Profar is a good contact hitter. Even Bellinger's a good contact hitter who can hit. And if you're a good contact hitter, you will generate some power as well. You'll hit the ball out of the park too. There's no doubt about that. I don't know, Frankie Fatti. I have no idea. I'm not even going to go down that road as a justification to try to trash Brian Cash for not doing it. It's a waste of time. No. Yeah, they probably will. I don't think so. I don't think so, Mark. $2 billion. I doubt it. I doubt it. They were 400 million over Aaron Judge. 400 million over. It's just crazy. And keep in mind, George did some bad things too. He tried to create dirt to sabotage one of his own players. That's why he was banned from baseball. Okay, he brought the Yankees back to life, yes, but he also did that. He was banned from. He tried to sabotage Dave Winfield. He hired like a bookie or some kind of person to do that, and that's why he was banned from the game, banned for life. And he was right. He was brought back in after 3 years. They reinstated him. Right. Well, exactly too, Sunil. Yeah, we're getting guys on base and moving them in. So we need some guys that are going to be getting on base and manufacturing. That's why I think they're going to give Dominguez a shot. That's why I think they're going to give Caleb Durbin a shot because they run bases like hell. They run the bases like hell. Yeah, the Jays also lost Jordan Romano a little while ago. Romano signed with the Phillies. For those that haven't heard, 1 year, I think 7 million change. So they added to the bullpen, which makes me think. And apparently they're not out on Jeff Hoffman. They're not out on Tanner Scott. They could add another reliever too. I can see Alonso signing up the Mariners or the Astros. So, yeah, it's yeah. Yankees are in on Corbin Burns too. Duke Ellis, yeah, yeah. Ultimately, he could hit Ken, but he is fast. He is fast as all hell. That's why I'd have him as a bench player here. So, yes, it's a setback. It's not, like I said, people have projected the Yankees to have their final collapse for like decades now, and it hasn't happened. So, like, enough. I know people want that to happen, but like, really, for what? No. Let me take a look here and see anything else happening. Yeah, Alex Cobb. Thank you, Alex Cobb, starting pitcher to sign with the Detroit Tigers. Looks like a 1-year deal for Ken Rosenthal. It's on MLBTradeRumors.com. Yep. Tucker, well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure they'll be in on him. Not yet, Jay Gent, as far as we know. I mean, I don't know if they made an offer yet. I believe Caleb Durbin should get a shot at second base, and if he wins it, he wins it. He's like a stolen base machine. He also has elite contact skills, meaning he doesn't swing and miss very much. He puts the bat on the ball on a regular basis, which something that the Yankees have not had. They've struck out way too many times over the last couple of years. No, I don't disagree that Boone's gonna be more well. Authoritative is one thing. Doing it out on TV in public is another. We can't I can't tell that he's not authoritative and whatnot and so on. So like we don't need him to be trashing people on TV. You don't need to beat your chest and get your point across. So, but we want Boyd, if we want Boyd to be more authoritative, that's fine. That's fine. But you also don't learn fundamental baseballs at the major league level. You learn them when you're younger. So Yankees have to continue to develop players like the Rays do. The Rays are the best at it. Yeah, I think so. It's going to take Martian for full-time play. It'll take him some time to adjust to CeeLo. I agree with you 100%. So I don't know how many likes we have right now, but let's get the thumbs up. God, we have 350 people in here. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes. I greatly appreciate it. One quick click on that button. It's always helpful to the algorithm. It's always helpful in these live streams. And yeah, looks like Hector's in the walking around the press room right now. So waiting to see if he has anything for us. I'll be live with him tonight. No doubt about it. With more information, but there's a lot of stuff. 130 likes right now. All right, we're like halfway there. We have 200 people that haven't hit the like button. So please do. Please do. Watching me and Yankee fans process this is a comment like that, and you're calling meathead Yankee fans, right? We're not the ones wasting our lives trolling the Mets people. That's the other way around. Those are the meatheads. So if all you have to offer is trolling and you got nothing, man. Nothing. Yeah, we get a 4th round compensatory pick for Juan Soto. That's it. That's all we get. Yep. See, I love it. So my therapist asked me how much of the 765 will Soto give me. I said none. She said, please. Well done, CeeLo. Oh man, dude, we got to stop with the Nestor instead of the matchup favored Nestor Cortez. Okay, there's no guarantee that Tim Hill would have gotten those 3 guys out, and the fact is, you have to make there's a 3-batter minimum. Okay, there's a 3-batter minimum. Nobody was going to mow through these guys. Like this is cherry picking this stuff. Like this is not the major problem here. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but this wasn't the major problem. If people are upset at that, fine, but that's not the major problem here. Going with Nestor Cortez over Tim Hill when the matchup favored Cortez. It's just they went with and the analytics could have determined that one. No, we have no idea. That's the problem. Well, this is true too. Like Sunil said, yeah. They're looking for that. Yeah. Look, you haven't won one since '86. People like, trolling the hell out of the Yankee fans. I'm like, guys, it's not a flex at all. 38 years and you haven't won a World Series. So stop with the 15 years BS. Yeah. Maybe he didn't want to play second fiddle to Judge. Yeah, maybe. Could be. He's not second fiddle to Lindor. He's better than Lindor. So, but Lindor's good. Lindor's good. And what if they sign Vlad Guerrero Jr. next year? The Mets. Right? Bregman's 30, CeeLo. He's 30. He's also attached to a QL. Yeah, and he turned down 156 over 6 years. So, Oh, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Most stuff's yeah, yeah. It is the way it is. It is. It is what it is, right? So it is what it is. That's just the way that they do it. That's the way they carry themselves. I've been trolled mercilessly by Mets fans. Yeah. Shaw Michael Minor, what's happening? Oh yeah, yeah. I hope they boo the hell out of Soto when he comes here. I think it's the middle of May when they come here for interleague play. You know, Glaber is. Yeah, I said this to him. George would have also gotten outbid by Cohen. I'm confident of it. Um, yeah, I think they're gonna go with Well, Caleb Durbin's gonna get every shot to play second base, but he's got to win the job, just like Volpe had to win it a couple years ago. Moving forward, I think the Yankees are going to be strategic with their moves. They might make a move later today and the next day, but I think they'll be busy the next couple of days. But there's no need to make reactionary moves, stupid moves, just because people are pissed off. So if they're not moving Duvall in San Francisco, then the Yankees go after someone else. Right? There's a lot of relievers out there the Yankees can get, even in free agency, they're not attached to QOs. So I mean, a full year of Martian would be nice if he could stay healthy, but doesn't guarantee that he's going to be a superstar either. That's why I would watch out the expectations there. There's too much. There's way too much expectation attached to him. And sometimes it's unfair. And if he doesn't, then people are going to call him a bust. So I would watch out. I hope that he stays healthy and plays well and is a serviceable player and is given time to develop. Dominguez. No. Why did we get fined? Because he was the international connection. That's what he wanted. And again, why do we give him 5? Why is it taking him 6 years to come up to the majors? That's my counter question. Why do we give him $5 million at 15? The hype is there, but the performance hasn't matched the hype yet. It's taken him 6. He's 21, and he hasn't not started yet. 6 years, crazy. Well, yeah, get ball players, guys that want to be here. That's what the Yankees were. When the Yankees were great, they had Scott Brocious, Luis Soho, right? They had all these guys, Luis Vizcaino, Homer Bush. Yeah, dudes that are just gamers. Or Luis Ariz is a gamer. So they don't always have to be the star names, the premier names, just because of the Yankees, as much as both football, most, a lot of people want. What Martino quote? Yankee pivot moves have to be a heavy. Yeah. We've been talking about that too. Yeah, pitching, relief pitching, first base, and they need an outfielder now. Yeah. Because, Soto, Judge, and Martian would have been a defensively not strong outfield, right? So now they're going to get somebody who can really stabilize the outfield with great defense. They definitely need it. No. Grisham's got an elite glove, but he's a fourth outfielder, so my guess they're going to bring in somebody. And they have to. So, yeah, Mets. yeah. 120 bucks for a beer. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money, man. I don't think it's going to be enough, Jacob. Bader and neither one of them is going to give up enough offense. We're going to need some offense too. Like them, but we need some offense. Unless they load up in the infield. But we'll see. Clint. Well, yeah, Clint. We went over it like in the beginning. I don't know if you're here, but there was an issue with Soto that we've kind of was revealed this morning that we're getting more intel on, which is crazy. Oh, and there he is.
Yo,
With the
yo.
music. There he is.
Sorry,
What's
man.
up?
I was having a hard time getting on. What's good, my guy?
No, we're just talking about this. The intel that we're finding out about this whole locker room incident, clubhouse incident with Soto and the security guard. Um, and wondering what's going to be what we're hearing. I'm hearing that the Yankees are going to be moving fast on Fried and Bellinger, but what are you
Yeah,
hearing
I'm
out?
I'm I'm hearing that. I'm hearing uh to I'm not gonna say who it was because it was like off the record, but I was hearing that within the next couple of days, you should see some movement from the Yankees either on Cody Bellinger or one of the starting pitchers that's out there. They were leaning more towards Max Fried, but that incident you're talking about, hold on, I want to step outside to talk about it. That incident you're talking about, I'm not sure how much that was like a decision maker. Was it a factor? Maybe could have been a factor. As somebody that goes to Yankee Stadium as a fan and that works media, are there some security guards at Yankee Stadium that take their job way too serious? Absolutely. Are there
Yeah,
some security guards at Yankee Stadium that press me with the credentials that I have? Absolutely. Some of them are just super cops, top flight security. But I think it came down to the money. Was
yep.
that other stuff a decision maker or a decision breaker? I'm not sure because I'm not in Juan Soto's head. I can't be too sure. Listen, it's all about the money. It comes down to the money. And if that incident was what was what broke the camel's back, as they say, then the Yankees got some internal situation that they have to resolve. But I think it was addressed. I think Keith McPherson put it out there that it was addressed to his knowledge, or he believes that it was addressed, whatever. And it just came down to the money. Shout out to the chat. Sorry about that.
No, if you look, I mean, like we found out today, the Yankees gave him $60 million signing bonus too.
Hmm.
But they were outbid by 75. Mets gave him 75, right? And if I'm breaking down the numbers, 51 per year for the first 5 years, that's 255, and you add 75, that's 330 for the first 5 years, 66 million a year for the
Yeah.
first 5 years, and then he could opt out if he wanted to, but they can void it, and if they void it, they add $4 million a year to every year on the back end of it.
Hmm.
That's how it takes it over 800 million pretty easily after that.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
like I said, I think George Steinbrenner would have been outbid by Steve Cohen too.
Yeah, there is some optimism, like Nightingale. Shout out to Bob Nightingale. That I got a whole different perspective of that man being around him in person. But Bob Nightingale, he loves the fact that the Yankees didn't give Juan Soto that contract. He feels that the Yankees could do so much more with that money, and a lot of people that are talking are saying that it was a horrible contract. Like everybody believes that it was a horrible contract that is going to come and bite the Mets in the butt, the last 5 years of the deal. But right now we're living in what just happened, and what just happened. Steve Cohen just won the sweepstakes when it comes to Juan Soto. He was the big
Yeah,
fish on the market. He got his guy.
yeah, and they're gonna enjoy it for a little while, but they better win some World Series with him,
Yeah,
right?
and what's what's scary as a Yankee fan, right, is that we know Scott Boras and the Mets, they have all these analytics, and Scott Boras has a big time department where they have scouting and looking into the future, trying to predict the farm system. And if you tell me that with all of that, they believe that the Mets farm system and the Mets just in general had a better chance to win than the New York Yankees over the next 15 years,
No way.
I'm not sure if that's reality. If it is reality, then that means our farm system ain't trash. I mean, our farm system's trash. That means that Howe's not going to spend no more money. I don't see a world where the Yankees just sit back and are fine with being second place. Again, a lot of industry insiders say that the contract was a horrible contract. It's going to hurt the Mets in the last 5 years of the deal, 4 years of the deal. I can't look. I don't have a crystal ball to look in the future, right? 10 years down the line to see if that's reality. But I'm just living in the right now, Jay.
Yeah, the same here, bro. Same here. And the fact is, the Mets had to do this, right? I
Mhm.
mean, one of the big flexes against the Yankees, they haven't won a World Series in 15 years. Well, the Mets haven't won one in 38. So they needed to make a move like this to be
Word.
number
Like the
one.
last time the Mets won it. The last time the Mets won a World Series, fucking Red Fox was on TV. Get the fuck out my face.
Sanford and Son, baby.
You
Yeah.
you had to move the dial, and you only had 13 channels, right? Unless you was rich and was able to afford cable. Get the
And
fuck out of here.
when you call on your friends, was the dial phone. Yeah, dude, it is like 38 years, man. So he had to do something. You
No, no, no.
understand?
I'm somebody in the comment. I want to respond to them. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that the Mets have a good farm system, right? David Stern, I know he's worked magic ever since coming over, and they developed arms like Kristen Scott. They got to see if they pan out. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Scott Boras has a whole scouting team, has a whole team that predict and tries to break down the analytics of major league organizations and their farm system. And for some reason, if they believe that the Mets have a better chance to win over the next 15 years than the Yankees, I just don't see that. So I don't want people to see or say that I'm saying that the Mets have a great farm system. No, David Stern has come over and he took a farm system that had nothing and he got something with the pieces that they were able to develop over the past season.
Yep. Cards. Max Free's agent is CAA Sports. CAA Sports. He's also
That's
Tampa
right.
agent.
The Knicks, baby.
Yeah, that's right, baby. No, but yeah, CAA Sports. It's not Boris, but Boris has Bregman. He's got Pete Alonso. He's got Corbin Burns. He's got pretty much all the big fish.
Yeah.
He's going to be busy the next period of time.
Yeah, there's just speaking with someone from like the Cubs, again, just like a Cubs beat writer, and they're saying that the Cubs are going into full fire sale mode. Like it's fire sale like the Miami Marlins did. So Cody Bellinger most likely will be traded. Will it happen this week? I'm not sure. But people are saying that just to be on the lookout, the Yankees should be making a move pretty soon. And like I said last night, like for the majority of the day, Jason, everybody felt that Juan Soto was going to the Yankees. Juan Soto was
Mhm.
going to the Yankees. Juan Soto was going to the Yankees. To the fact that I told you about the person that was like tracking
Mhm.
Hal's flight from Tampa into Dallas, and when he got into Dallas, he turned his ass around and went back to Tampa. But everybody thought up until about like 5 or 5:30 that that Juan Soto was going to re-sign with the Yankees, and at the last minute, the Mets and David Stern and Steve Cohen came in with their big boy pants on. Around five, I told you around 5:30, 5:45, I saw the Mets media PR team walking around with squad goal energy, walking around with their chests pumped out. And I'm like, oh well, that's not a good sign. And then the news came out like 15, 20 minutes later that Juan Soto's a Met.
Yeah.
And David Stern showed up last night to the hotel around like midnight after I got off with you, looking like the only boss getting out his black SUV.
Mhm. Dude's coming out John Gotti style, man. Yeah. But this, I mean, look, that drama is over now, right? And like I said, congratulations to them. Thank you for what you did for the Yankees last year, but you're dead to me now. Sorry. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about his fielding and his base running because I wasn't complaining about it before. Why am I gonna start complaining about it now? So um, we'll see. But again, the Mets still have multiple holes they need to fill, as do the Yankees. So and the Yankees could essentially get a heck of a lot better without having to sign a single free agent if they don't want to. Well, a single free agent that's attached to a qualifying offer. They could trade for Bellinger and maybe say a Suzuki. They could trade for Buxton from the outfield. They could trade for a first baseman if they want. They could sign Tanner Scott's not attached to a QO. So I don't think there's any bullpen. Anyway, they could trade for Devin Williams. Well, and revamp the whole bullpen if they wanted to do that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Being at the bar, ear hustling, I heard somebody was saying, hypothetically, of course, all this is hypotheticals. Nothing is like concrete, but it's like next off season. Y'all think Vladimir Guerrero's gonna sign with the Mets?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that I got Juan Soto, Vladdy, who has been open saying how much he despises the New York Yankees. Now that Juan Soto is with the New York Mets, if they decide to let Pete Alonso leave, fuck it. Even if they bring back Pete Alonso and make him a full-time DH after next year, you don't think the Mets are going to try to go after Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a
Yeah.
Yankee rival, somebody who is an enemy to Yankee fans, somebody who has been open about how much he hates the New York Yankees?
Yep. Yep. And there's already talk about the Yankees need to get Kyle Tucker next year. They got to get Kyle Tucker from the Astros. He's a free agent too. I don't know. It's too
No,
early.
I wasn't making that face for the Cal Tucker thing. Somebody was just blasting their horn dumb loud. Sorry.
No, it's just. I mean, that's the sentiment right now. That's what people are saying. But again, Twitter is propaganda central, so it's feeling central. It's not news. It's feeling central. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. People attacking
Yeah.
Soto, attacking Hal, and whatever. It is what it is. I don't. The Hal is cheap argument doesn't have any credibility at all. So
Yeah, Alex Cora was just speaking, talking about how the Mets are. I mean, how the Red Sox are already pivoting, looking towards next season. I was able to have a few seconds with him, just just to talk to him one on one. Pretty dope. But now he was saying how they're looking at their prospects. They're just gearing up for next season after the Juan Soto news came out.
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, the Red Sox have a. They're kind of building something, man. I think they're like a year behind the Orioles, right? The Orioles are there, and then the Red Sox a little bit behind them, and the Yankees need to continue to develop players too. So they got to draft well. They got. I mean, they got to develop players just like the Rays do. So, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, there he is. Steels is in the building. What's good, TC Steels? What's good, baby?
DC, bye guy.
Steels, man.
But one thing I want to tell you before I head back inside. Everything that you guys think that you know about these reporters, right? Throw that shit out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that out the window. When they're not in their work mode, they are hilarious. Jeff Passan, hilarious. Bob Nightingale, fucking hilarious. So just know that. Like, when I know we get upset as fans, and we don't see that imaginary blurred line that's in the middle. Sometimes these guys, they have a job to do at the end of the day, right? So they can't really be themselves. Like, how me and Jason are, and Joe last night was dropping the F bombs and stuff like that. They can't be their natural self because they have to be professional because of their job. But my whole perception of a lot of them has changed. Super cool. Sweeney Murdy, I was able to meet Sweeney Murdy, have a conversation with him. He was super dope. So I just wanted to put that out there. Again, I know us as fans, we get upset because our fifis and emotions get in the middle of of common sense. But
Yes.
yeah, just know that, guys. Just know that they're as much as fans of baseball as we are fans of baseball. Just know that.
TC Steels has a question. Heck, based on what you're hearing out there, what would you predict is the next move for Yankees? What would you think would be the next move?
I think the next move for the Yankees will be either Cody Bellinger gets traded within the next couple of days. The Yankees are going to make a big splash with Cody Bellinger, or they may go after one of the free agents, either Max Fried or Corbin Burns. A lot of people are throwing out Garrett Crochet, and people have the same feelings. They don't think Brian Cashman wants to give up what the Chicago White Sox asking price for Garrett Crochet. Apparently, the White Sox, they want four to five prospects in return. Three of them being top 10 prospects, and two of them being top 15 prospects. So that's the asking price for Garrett Crochet right now.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then for some reason, I saw the Oakland Athletics. They have like a whole booth set up for like their crew and a podcast. I was like, you guys still exist? That was crazy.
Arctas will keep this up. Yeah, if Trump bought the Yankees, he would have bankrupted the Murray. So I'll just leave it at that. So
Luis Roberts. When it comes to Luis Roberts, I saw somebody in the chat ask me about him. I was a huge Luis Roberts fan when he was a big time prospect coming up. I believe he needs a change of scenery. But again, the White Sox are operating right now thinking that Luis Roberts' value is the same value that it was 2 or 3 seasons ago. It's not the same. His numbers have declined, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, he's still a good performer and could play a solid left field, solid center field, all three positions in the outfield. Sorry, it's just a lot of noise going on in the back.
mhm.
But when it comes to Luis Roberts, he just needs a change of scenery. Being with the White Sox, being around that dumpster fire, I don't want to just throw him under the bus, but it is what it is. They just need to get out of there and just culture
Yeah,
shock, a culture
yeah.
change. That's a better word.
I think both of them need to be out of there, and then this is an opportunity for the White Sox to get a lot of prospects in return and just accelerate that rebuild, man. Like and but I wouldn't be surprised if apparently the chat around town is that the Yankees and the Red Sox are heavy on Crochet. But like you said too, it's going to cost. You're going to have to say goodbye to Jones or Dominguez, and
It's gonna
probably
cost a lot. It's gonna
and,
cost a lot. If you're the Yankees, it's gonna cost you Jason Dominguez or Spencer Jones. One of them are going in the trade, if not both. If you're the Red Sox, the asking price: Roman Anthony, Marcel Mayer, the top shortstop that they got, Christian Campbell, the second baseman. Though that's the asking price for Garrett Crochet. And if I'm the Red Sox, I'm not comfortable giving up those three prospects, especially Roman Anthony, who's like top five, top three prospects in all of baseball. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's a 19-year-old center fielder who has a potential. I mean, amazing potential with his bat. I'm not giving him up.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could just sign Max Fried or something like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
sign Max Fried. Now that Juan Soto, and you brought it up yesterday, we talked about it. Now that Juan Soto signed with the Mets, he was attached to a qualifying offer. Now, if we were to go after somebody who is attached to a qualifying offer, we don't got to worry about losing a draft pick, losing any compensation, because whatever we get from the Mets, we just give it up for Max Fried.
yep. They confirm it's a fourth round compensation pick, fourth round compensatory pick. That's what we're getting for Soto. So that's just
Yeah.
gonna flip right over to the other team.
But for some reason, I think a lot of people are when you look at if they was put in like a tier for starting pitching, a lot of people feel Max Fried is high on the list than Corbin Burns. Some people are still waiting for Corbin Burns to implode, I should say, and start digressing. Because when you look at his strikeout rate has come down over the past few years, his walk rate has gone up, his velocity, has fallen a few ticks down and stuff. But again, we've been saying that over the past couple of seasons, and he hasn't had that. He hasn't imploded like that, right? So some people they just have Max Fried higher up on the list than Corbin Burns. When you look at Max Fried, his injuries are more blister related instead of like elbow and shoulders. So, people they say that's a lot better than having an elbow injury when you deal with blisters. So
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, this guy's been frontline, but I think Max Fried's going to cost less money and less years. Um, and that's the bottom line. So, and that to me is probably the better value for the Yankees at this point. So, but either one of them, I'll take. But I have a feeling if the Yankees don't get Corbin Burns, then either the Giants or the Mets will. So,
I
um,
don't, I don't, I don't think. I think the Mets are out on Corbin Burns. Just
are
from
they?
the people just from the people I've been talking to, the Mets they rely heavily on their analytic department and training department to take projects like Sean Manaea and Luis Severino and get the most out of them, right? That's why they were comfortable giving Frankie Montas that contract. That's why they were comfortable with signing Clay Holmes as a starting pitcher because they trust their training staff, they trust their analytics to get the most out of whoever they bring over. Now again, you got two outliers in Sean Manaea and Luis Severino. Let's see what happens this year. Is he going to turn Frankie, or are they going to turn Frankie Montas into a Cy Young candidate? I'm not sure. Is Clay Holmes going to be the next fucking Roy Halladay? I'm not sure. So we just got to wait to see.
Do you think they'll bring back Mania?
Yeah. The out of everybody that's a free agent from the Mets, they want to bring back Sean Manaea. That's like top priorities for them after Soto.
All right. Yeah. I
They
mean,
they they, they love Sean Manaea, his work ethic. He really found himself a home in Queens, and again, that training staff, that analytic department. He fell in love with them. He trusts them, and that's a match that they want to make happen. Bringing back Sean Manaea.
yeah. I think he'd be a good value for them. He'd be a good. He was good for them. They made some tweaks in his delivery, and it worked wonders for him last year. Worked wonders for him. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, beyond him, they got to get some bullpen guys, but then so do the Yankees. So, uh,
Yeah. The plan is for Clay Holmes to be used as a fourth or fifth starter, and if that doesn't work out, he's going to be the setup guy for Edwin Diaz, right? So that's the game plan when it comes to Clay Holmes, and the Mets were happy with giving him that option or being flexible with Clay Holmes because they do have some starting pitchers that are in the pipeline coming up. So if Clay Holmes doesn't work out as a starter, right? If he's a starter for year one, but they have to move him to the bullpen for year two, they're fine with that because they got Christian Scott coming up, you know?
yeah, and one of the things that he was for the Yankees was durable. Clay Holmes, he was durable. He didn't get hurt.
Yeah, yeah. Still hate his face.
Yeah, yeah. So the Yankees got to replace him with some durable guys, man. We need, I really hope they get Tanner Scott, man. I really do. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I think Tanner Scott, Max Fried. You got to get some bats to replace Soto. So Christian Walker, um, Cody Bellinger. God.
Steals. Yeah, you think the Yankees are in talks with Franchi Cordero? Fucking steals.
Shout out to Jonathan. There's 229 likes, folks. Smack the like button. Hit the. I'm gonna do a roll call real quick. Shout out to Brazil the Great in the building. Jake Boss, how you doing? Jonathan, Catzilla, Damian Serrano. Damian, how you doing, fly guy? Angel G Serrano's in the building. Keith Jackson, John the Bagel Dad. Everybody loves a bagel now and then. Who else? Who else? Platypus is in the building. Sean Browning, how you doing? Mo gets the money. Again, smack the like button for my guy Jason. If you're a member of the Mafia, throw the Mafia sign in the chat.
That's right, baby. And again, if Hector has any intel, we'll be live again tonight. So if you're hearing some
Yeah,
things are circulating around,
I plan on going live on my channel like after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So guys, tune in. I'm gonna reach out to both Grace and Damien to see if they're free to join me. So tune in for that. I'll be on Twitter Spaces later on tonight as well, doing a late night Twitter space. So if there's any other breaking news, I'll be reaching out to Jason. We'll be live on Jason's channel. I'll be tapped in with NFE as well around like 5:30. So I'm gonna go back inside. There's some more press conferences going on. So if I got any details, I got you. Chat.
get me.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you shout out to Hector too. Make sure you subscribe to Hector's channel as well, Town
That's
Sports.
right. Uptown Sports TV. If
Uh,
whoever's a mod in the chat, put the link in the chat for Uptown Sports TV. Jay, love you, my guy, like always, brother.
go get him, man.
Later.
Talk to you, brother. Peace, bro.
Peace.
So that's it. That's where we are right now. So Hector's, got the inside pulse of what's going on, and I'm gonna keep tabs on this too of what is going on. I'll keep you updated no matter what. Right. Now let's do one quick final check here to see if there's anything that's circulating while Hector's been outside. Let's see. Yeah, well, like I said, it looks like Freed is to the Yankees is very likely. It's not guaranteed yet, but it's very likely. And Bellinger's probably very likely too. So, but we'll see. When you got those two guys, you expect them to trade several guys. Stroman, probably Cortez, probably Grisham, probably Trevino. Those guys, you're freeing up about $35 million. But now you just saved another 30 plus million by not signing Juan Soto. So now they have more money to play with, the Yankees. So they can be more aggressive. They can be much more aggressive. So that number's not factored in. So you could essentially do, Freed and Bellinger for only a few $1 million more than Soto would have cost, if you think about it that way. And then you can go attack other things. So this is where we're at right now, gang. This is where we're at. Expect the Yankees to be busy. And I'll say this too. Like I said, free agency prices are going to be high, right? Because of what Soto's contract is. He's elevating the prices for everybody, just like Ohtani's did last year. So expect the Yankees to be busy in the trade market as well, because the salaries are there. They're set, depending on how many years of control they have left. Those salaries don't change, right? So it's yeah, the Red Sox are pursuing Alex Bregman, yeah. So but that's where, yeah, Soto went to the Mets, Spiegel. Yep. Well, he's got to pass his physical and so on and so forth. So Sasaki could come here. Yeah. He got posted today officially, so it's 45 days. He won't sign until at least January 15th when the money's reset for all the teams. So he could sign here. Bellinger and Santander. That's possible too. You could get both. So essentially, they were going to add Bellinger on top of Soto. Now you can get Bellinger and Santander or something like that. So expect them to be pretty busy. No, nothing on P. Fairbanks, brief. Nothing. Believe me, I will post when news comes out. I'll get it to you. But nothing on P. Fairbanks. So Kim from Korea, I'd get him for the outfield. He's 25. He's a speedy outfielder. I think Caleb Durbin is going to get a shot to play second base. And if you get Kim for the outfield and Durbin for second base, you got two speedy guys, which gives us more fast guys to run the bases. So, which to me is a good idea. Teoscar, I don't know. It sounds like he wants to go back to the Dodgers, but the Red Sox are in on him too. But there's a huge gap between what the Dodgers are offering and between what Teoscar wants. And now, like I said, with Soto's contract, Teoscar's price just went up. So I think he's going to regret going to the Mets too. But, he went there for the money. It is what it is. So it is what it is. No, Jazz is not going to play second base. Unless they get a third baseman. Otherwise, he's going to be the third baseman. He's not going to be in center field either. He'll probably be third base, and Durbin will be a second base. That's what we're hearing. So Xavier Edwards, where is he from? Kazilla. Let me see. Xavier Edwards. Yeah, I don't really buy like the metrics and all that stuff. He's 25-year-old. He's from the Marlins. Let's pull up his contract. You can get a Xavier Edwards is 25. He's a free agent, and so he's got 5 more years of control. Like, could you get him and Andrew Nardi from the Marlins? That would be nice. Something like that. A cheap, affordable, speedy outfield and a good reliever. Yeah. Suzuki and Bellinger, you could probably do that too. You could probably do that too. Brian Reynolds is not being moved by the Pirates. Yeah. But what if you got a guy like this for the outfield and you got Bellinger for center field? Right? So, but then again, you gotta decide whether you're gonna keep Jason Dominguez. Unless you're gonna, again, the only way I'm moving him is for somebody like Garrett Crochet, something like that. So, but he's on the cheap. This guy, Edwards, looks like he's got some speed. He's a 2-WAR player this year. 265 at bats, batted 328. So he plays short, second, and out center fielder. So you can get him for an infield too. He has positional versatility. So Edwards in the rise would be crazy. The White Sox do want to trade Roberts, but they want a hell of a lot for him. So, yep. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if the Marlins are going to be trading him or not. You'd have to give a good amount for him. But if you're going to go for him, I'd go after him and Nardi. That's the trade I would make with the Marlins. So well, I don't know yet, Tiffany. We're looking at trading Cortez and Stroman away. We're looking for trading for Bellinger, it sounds like, and another outfielder as well. So I'll keep you updated either way. No, they're not going to trade for Vladdy Jr. That's not going to be an option. So it's up to Cashman and Hal to get to work now, right? So thanks for coming on. Hit the like buttons on the way out, gang. I'll be live again tonight. So stay tuned. There'll be a lot more news. Generally the action starts to pick up in the afternoon and the evening time. So there should be a lot more to report tonight. So appreciate all of you. Peace and love, gang. And I'll catch you next time.